Yeah, my name is Sigo Wu. I'm the CEO and founder of Vinci Virtual Reality. We create virtual reality training and career exposure tools for the U.S. offshore wind industry. So I originally was very into playing video games in high school and college, and I originally wanted to just make my own video games and get into the video game industry, but I found a more useful use, I guess, for the virtual reality tools we were making, and we originally started out making VR training for the military, and eventually that transitioned over to offshore wind because a lot of the kind of training requirements overlapped. And now, oddly enough, our company is now purely focused on green energy workforce and training. So, especially with offshore wind, there's a unique challenge in the industry where we want all these projects built by the local workforce, whether it's local companies, especially with local union labor as well. That matters a lot to make sure that we do have a just and equitable transition to green energy. The challenge, though, is that a lot of the expertise, all of the equipment that you need to actually get people trained, to get people to understand what kind of careers are available, all of that, it's not available. It doesn't exist in the U.S. So instead, if you can use something cheap, fast, realistic like virtual reality, you can solve that gap pretty quickly. So we actually have 3 programs that the students are going to be using. There will be a simulation of an offshore wind technician. So they'll be going offshore, climbing a wind turbine, going inside a wind turbine, learning how to commission it. They'll be learning how to drive a crane and pile drive, and then they'll actually be learning how to weld towers together. To make the welding module, we worked a lot with the iron workers, and they taught us a lot about, what kind of welding, what kind of style of welding, what the different jobs they are actually being contracted to do right now for some of the offshore wind farms are. Same with the electrical work. And we also worked with a few industry partners like Siemens Gamesa to develop some of these modules as well. So again, the library is expansive of different careers and trainings. And it depends on the module, but generally 4 to 6 months is how long it takes for us to make one module. So for us, visual style, like we spend a lot of resources on making sure the worlds we make look good and also have like small little details. So for that, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably one of those like groundbreaking games that are really good. I recommend everyone play. Even if you just ride your horse around in the game and just look at the mountains, like the attention to detail is really good. The Last of Us was another game I recommend, also because the attention to detail, graphic fidelity. And then a third game, I have to say a VR game, I feel like. So the third game in terms of just fun factor is Beat Saber. And graphics are not great, very simple premise, but the focus on gameplay is really good, really sharp. And I think that's like if you want to get into game design, playing a game that has not the best graphics, but is really well designed, I think is important. I've always been interested in green tech. I was in a sustainability club in college, and for me, because we mostly work with workforce, my hope is that I think the U.S. will transition to green energy, hopefully. My hope is that transition also provides benefits for everyone in the U.S., especially from communities that have been historically suffering from pollution and fossil fuel generation, to make sure that they can actually get economic benefits. I think that's huge, and I hope that's the long-term dream. Yeah, I think right now there's a lot of kind of putting the plane together as it's landing, and a lot of people, we're seeing a lot of investment going into green workforce, and there's kind of a question right now of like how much economic benefit is actually going to be made, and so I think the investments are worth it. To keep the eye on the prize, and the benefits will come, and probably will be more than what we are anticipating right now as an industry. Yeah.